right, that's a good way to notify the people, keeping them abreast with the fact that this week is World Breastfeeding Week, and mothers have to do...
You're becoming a word sake, keeping them abreast with breastfeeding day. I like that. I like that.
Giving them updates, and but the point there is, exclusive breastfeeding is one thing that is recommended for mothers to do for their babies, newborns.
Yes, especially for the first 6 months of the child's life, which is really good for bonding, good for the child's health, really. So it's key.
And to boost the immune system of the baby.
But the question is, how would you balance, for a working mother, how would you balance that, breastfeeding exclusively for that 6 months, and you have to go back to work? What happens?
Well, there has to be a balance striking. You have to strike a balance somehow, because for the future of the baby is very important.
Okay.
All right. Now let's begin with our first big story. The office of the Senate President, excuse me, is the third most important elected position in the country. And as such, that seat has always been a subject of interest among politicians and the political parties.
The Senate is made up of 109 senators, 3 from each state and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory, that's Abuja. How has this all-important position been filled over the years? So let's go down memory lane.
Yeah, now before we go down memory lane, let's bring in our guest in here. We have the Publicity Secretary of the APC in Lagos State, Joe Igbokwe. It's good to have you in the studio right now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Right, now, if we watch how things have been since 1999 until now, the third most senior post in Nigeria, number 3 citizen or number 3 seat in Nigeria, has been a subject of controversy from 1999 up until now. We saw some level of stability through the 7th Senate, or now the 8th Senate, if I have to put it that way. No, 7th Senate as the case may be, 6th and 7th Senate. But as it is, right now, there are new, from the body languages and comments we're hearing and all of that, the comments coming from people, there's still very discomfort and misgivings between the political party, the majority political party, and the leadership of the Senate. Can you give us a background to why the party is very uncomfortable with how things are right now?
You see, you cannot win the battle and lose the war. We have 225 House of Rep members. We have 22 states, APC states, and we have 60 senators. That gives us an overwhelming majority to carry out what we promised Nigerians.
So what you're saying is you want a majority to produce the party?
We want to have the leadership of the Senate.
So what happens when Tambuwal defected in PDP? Remember the Tambuwal case when he defected from PDP to APC? That card didn't play out.
No, if you move from another party, that's a different ball game. But what we're saying is that we need to have a firm control of the National Assembly to be able to deliver what
No, it seems when it's convenient for you, you think you don't
we're
play
not
the
even
card.
going to that side.
Why not?
Going to that side.
Why not?
When PDP was in power for 16 years, we never had the opportunity of getting the deputy Senate president. Because the danger is that if the president, to allow the status quo to continue, that if the president is not there, then the deputy president takes over and he's from the opposition. You cannot help us. One of the major issues, one of the major campaign promises, we gave Nigerians is that we will fight corruption.
Well, the House of Representatives, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you again, Mr. Igbokwe. The House of Representatives, as we speak right now, is embroiled in a scandal of budget padding, and that is purely APC. APC for the Speaker, APC for the Deputy. What is going on there?
We said APC won this election fair and square. And we met after the elections and said, this is our candidates. These are the candidates that we work with. Because if you have read the book called Rules of Business or Rules of Wealth, you will discover that you cannot do business with people you do not trust. You cannot do business with people you cannot trust. Get it clear. We said it right from the one that yes, they're APC members, quote unquote, but we needed some people. Because if you have to go to war...
So you're saying the leadership in the House are not trustworthy? Is that what you're saying?
You need to get the right people a position for you to achieve what you want to achieve.
All right.
And we you know what happened?
No,
you know what happened? I don't want...
Tell
you
me.
know what happened?
Tell us,
when
please.
the election, they went to the House and did some other things. 51 members of our senators were not in the Senate, the Red Chamber, when they voted for this. They voted, quote and unquote. The rest is now history.
All right.
We have been battling with that because you do not have to work with people who don't understand where you're going or where your destination, what your destination is.
Okay.
So
now,
that's the problem we're having.
Yes, let's have an understanding now.
Yes.
The Senate President Bukola Saraki is a member of your political party, and so many other principal senators or principal officers of the House, as the case may be. They struck an alliance with the opposition political party to have what they had as whatever went on at that point.
That's the danger.
Now, but are you saying that the APC does not have a hold of its senators?
The emergence of the Senate President was flawed. Right from the beginning, it was not what the leadership of the party designed. We were having 51 senators of APC were having a meeting somewhere. And some people went to the House, connived with the people. We defeated, after 16 years of struggle, not even 16 years of struggle, 30 years of struggle to get the progressive to power. That's what happened. And we screamed, we said, this is the most dangerous betrayal ever seen in the history of democracy in Nigeria. Because you can see, we want to fight corruption. But those...
I don't think that card really should be a trump card for you right now, based on what is going on in the House of Representatives, the issue of fighting corruption. I don't think that should be a trump card.
We are being vindicated.
I don't think that should be a trump card.
We are being vindicated that this is... Look, a silent revolution is going on in this country. Maybe some people are not saying it. You are not getting anything from oil again. That one has been decimated as I speak to you now. You don't have other ways of getting foreign exchange, and that's why people think the economy is going down. So you need to be creative. You need to use what you have to get what you want. We cannot sell oil.
All right.
Our power sector is almost in jeopardy because of the activities of Niger Delta Avengers. So you have to look inwards. And that's what we're doing. For you to do that, because you're not selling anything, you're not exporting any car, you're not exporting any motorcycle, you're not doing anything, you're not earning any foreign exchange. You need to get the money stolen over 15 years that you can see every day.
Okay. Now,
for you to get that money, you corruption. But
I don't think that card really should be a trump card for you right now, based on what is going on in the House of Representatives, the issue of fighting corruption. I don't think that should be a trump card.
We are being vindicated.
I don't think that should be a trump card.
We are being vindicated that this is, look, a silent revolution is going on in this country. Maybe some people are not saying it. You are not getting anything from oil again. That one has been decimated as I speak to you now. You don't have other ways of getting foreign exchange, and that's why people think the economy is going down. So you need to be creative. You need to use what you have to get what you want. We cannot sell oil.
All right.
Our power sector is almost in jeopardy because of the activities of Niger Delta Avengers. So you have to look inwards. And that's what we're doing. For you to do that, because you're not selling anything, you're not exporting any car, you're not exporting any motorcycle, you're not doing anything, you're not earning any foreign exchange. You need to get the money stolen over 15 years that you can see every day.
Okay. Now,
for you to get that money, you require the support of the leadership of the National Assembly. That support we are not getting.
All right, Joe, but how does, if we have to put things in perspective, how does the dual political party of the leadership of the National Assembly prevent you from the fight against corruption?
Have you seen the body language of the Deputy Senate President?
You can tell us.
Have you seen the excess baggages the President of the Senate is carrying as I speak to you? The Deputy Senate President, okay, just leave the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President.
Why would he want to
In
leave?
his body language, he gives us the impression that he's representing the South is where I come from in the Senate. He talks anyways. In fact, I can describe him as a dangerous
Mr.
demagogue.
Igbokwe, sorry, I'll cut you again. I will cut you again. Okay, Ekweremadu wrote a book, and that book was launched on March the 13th this year. And the title of the book is "Who Will Love My Country?" And if you read excerpts from that book, he's tried to present himself as somebody who is detribalized, somebody who doesn't really believe in walking along the ethnic lines of either you're from the southeast or of the southwest. And I remember former head of state, Gowon, was there in that book launch and actually attested to that as Ekweremadu being somebody who is dispassionately a Nigerian who just loves his country.
Don't tell us that.
That's what
I
the book
have been
says.
in this
That's what the
for
book
over
says.
30 years. I have been in this game for over 30 years. Don't tell us that. We don't know him.
You don't know him.
We don't know him.
You
In
APC, you Southeast.
In this struggle for
You
democracy,
who then? You
we
who?
don't know him.
You who?
I'm talking about APC.
APC.
Those of us who have been in this struggle for over 16 years to get this people out of power. You like I said, you don't win the battle and lose the war.
You seem to be concerned about APC alone and not the national interest of the country. What is wrong with that?
We are building a new country, and you need people to do that. You need committed people to do that. That's what we're saying. You don't mount, a commitment. I'm a detribalized Nigerian. But yet, at the drop of a hat, you run to Enugu and tell them that there are people I'm representing you in the Senate, and he plays ethnic card, and we're saying a new thing is coming because we don't have APC senator from the southeast. Now we have one. He has to give way.
Good.
And we're going to apply, let me tell you,
Yes.
we're going to apply the weight of the control of the federal government to begin to get what we want. Because we need the people
In another
that
climb,
will do it.
in another climb, that would mean a preempted judgment, which in any case, then you're not even allowing the internal democracy to play itself out. That means you already said, you already said that you're going to use the federal might to work against him in the Senate.
What
That's
internal
you say.
democracy led to the emergence of Ekweremadu?
And that is
Did
what
you
they
see
keep
it?
saying. That's what they keep
Did
saying
you
in the
see-
National
did you
Assembly,
watch it?
that you
Did
do
you-
not give them independence, that the interference of the
52
executive, the interference of it's
51
too much.
senators were out in the meeting.
Allow
Why
the
were you in
senators
a hurry?
decide who will
Why
be
were you
their
in a
leaders.
hurry? For the people that we just defeated, that ran the nation aground, and you went to form an alliance with them because you wanted to give the deputy senate president and they will help you to make you the senate president. That's the problem we're having. And we must deal with that problem. Anybody that underrates APC does that to his own peril. We are coming. We're saying that APC must use what they have to get what they want. The presidency, the vice president, the leadership of the National Assembly, we must have it. In both houses.
All right.
The people that we want, because in this country is going to a new direction. That we have something that we have not done before. We are now looking worse. We have been decimated because we believe in a mono economy. One economy, oil money, oil money, oil money. Over the years, almost 50 years, and we have not done anything. Now, the staring us in the face. And we need to do, if you have an unusual problem, you have to apply an unusual solution.
So
And that's
in
what we're doing.
this case, moving on, are you saying that it is the composition of the National Assembly that is preventing, or that is the spanner in the wheels of your government moving forward? Because people have been complaining in the last 1 year, we've not really seen what the promises of government have been. So is it the composition of the National Assembly that is standing in the way of...
You may not see it.
Okay.
Even though it's a problem, the president is working with an unfriendly National Assembly. Let me just put it this way. An environment of corruption. That's what the president is working. People who are not working in tandem with his... They are not on the same page with the president on what he promised Nigerians. And you need to change. You need to change that.
So is
For you
that
to
what-
move. People say, oh, we have not been seeing anything. We are going down. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. A lot is happening. If you don't have the third eyes, you will not see it. A lot is happening. Maybe you will not feel it now, but you will feel it tomorrow. A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a step. If you don't know that this nation was decimated, pillaged and plundered. You will never understand why we are in this position. But a lot of Nigerians pretend that they don't see what is going on. They don't see the cash we are taking from people. They don't see it. They don't see the work. They don't see that you need to break your back to do what the president is doing today. They can't see it. All they do is to well and arrow where nothing is going on, nothing is going on.
All right.
You cannot, let me tell you, the foundation you laid yesterday is what is keeping you on this desk as I speak to you. You went to school, you graduated, you train yourself, you get to this place. If you don't have that foundation, you cannot sit here. If I don't have that foundation, I cannot sit here. So, whatever we are going to achieve tomorrow, we must lay the foundation now. And that's what we're doing, looking at what's. That is in itself a revolution.
Okay,
Some people don't know what we are doing.
Let's look at the Southeast.
But when we get there, people will see it.
Let's look at the Southeast, the issue you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, before we get to the Southeast, let's bring in the publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Ogun State, Segun Sowunmi, joining us on phone right now. Segun, it's good to have you join us on TVC Breakfast. Now, let me ask, there are moves from what we hear, and even from the publicity secretary of APC in Lagos State, Joe Igbokwe, in the studio. There are moves that really set out that the APC is not comfortable with Ekweremadu as the Deputy Senate President being a member of the opposition. Now, you are of that political party. What is your disposition to this new move by the APC?
Well, first of all, let me state that I'm not the public secretary of PDP in Ogun State. No, I'm not. I've just been having some other responsibility.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Straight away to the issue. You see, the problem with the APC is that they think that they can just play tricks, play with words, instead of facing the issue of their disorganized party and their incompetent government. First and foremost, when that assembly was to be constituted, the Senate and the House of Reps, who told their party not to get its men into the chamber on time? And when the chamber was now concaved and they now had to vote, instead of them to thank the PDP for not taking the carpet off their leg and producing both the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President and all principal officers because they had the majority at that time, they are coming now to national space to come and start embarrassing themselves and make it seem as if Ekweremadu has done anything that was not expected to have been done in a vote. I think they don't understand, first of all, that the business of selecting the leadership of the Senate and the House of Reps is purely the business of elected members. Anybody that comes top is first among equal. Whoever comes second, probably his colleagues have considered him second among equal. If they have a problem with that, then they must figure out how to go back to their own members, who are obviously in the majority, to see what they can do. And what you cannot get by voting, you cannot come and try and take away from Nigeria by screaming. Now, I don't understand what Joe is talking about. I'm imagining that if the tables had turned and it was PDP that had been in the situation that they were in, I can imagine all the adjectives that Joe will be using to justify this. Look, democracy is a process. On the day people are told to come and vote, if you boycott at your own risk. If the votes are counted and somebody has won, that is the final. In any case, what do they wish to do with the Senate that they cannot do with Bukola Saraki, their member, and their Senate president? What is the big deal about the Ekweremadu, who is just the deputy? They have not even given Bukola Saraki, their Senate president, their own party member, the peace of mind to do his job. They are running after our own people. But thank God, the rule of law in Nigeria is very clear. The basis of democracy is very clear. Our party, the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, we have 100% confidence, and we put a full vote of confidence on our own Deputy Senate President. Our business in that Senate is to protect our own man. It is their own business and their own incompatibility and ineptitude that is even making the PDP now, senators, be providing support for their own man, who is the Senate President. Under normal circumstances, we belong to two different political parties. They are meant to protect their own people while we protect our own. We are supposed to be in the Senate arguing from different sides. But suddenly, their inability to run their party, to organize their own national caucus, to even run government, has put Nigeria in a funny situation. And now they are coming to public space to tell us that there's an issue with Ekweremadu. What is the issue with Ekweremadu? Whatever makes Ekweremadu to be contested has already put question to the Senate presidency. And whatever puts question mark on the Senate presidency has put question mark on everything that they have done since they came, including the budget, including the approval, including the ministers.
All right. Okay, Mr. Sowunmi, thank you. We'll come back to you. Would you like to respond to what he has just said? That APC needs to put his own house in order. That the embarrassment is not on you.
In fact, he said APC should thank the PDP for not...
There is what is called Dutch courage. You know, presenting a bold face in the face of devastating situation that you have found yourself. And I pity PDP. They don't know APC. You see, they have used their criminal manipulation of Nigeria, you know, over the years, over the past 16 years, to think that they can stay in control. They remain defeated. PDP is defeated, and they will remain defeated for a long time to come. All we are trying to do, you know, it's not very easy for people to give up their old habits. You know, that's what we're saying. He's talking as if nothing has happened. You're organizing. Which party? The party that is dead and buried. So
why are you afraid of Ekweremadu if you think the party is dead?
No. We're telling you that we have to have full control of the National Assembly.
But a party that is dead, then shouldn't really have any effect on you. Shouldn't be a threat.
We are dealing with a hostile National Assembly. You can see the vote pattern. You can see the president of the Senate going to court every day, one thing or the other hanging on his neck. Does
that have to do with an PDP as well?
Are you not putting into consideration of how both of them emerged? You don't consider that. Then what if you cannot consider, what is wrong with us?
All right.
He told me, he said that a date was fixed for an election. And you were not there. Don't forget that they changed the rules, the Senate rules.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
because it's in court.
That one in itself is a criminal offense. Forgery is a criminal offense. Did you want, you know, they took advantage of their criminal experience in the Senate over the past 16 years to play a fast game. It may take some time, but we will teach them a lesson.
Okay.
That, you know, we teach them a lesson with common sense, even though common sense is not common. Our own is a common sense revolution. We will get there.
All right. Quite a lot of issues, but we need to go out on TVC Entertainment. But viewers there can continue with TVC Breakfast on Nigeria. That's Consort Channel 190, DSTV. It is 418.
You can also watch that on GoTV 45 and ACTV 510. If you're just joining us, you're watching TVC Breakfast, and on the program this morning, we're discussing the National Assembly. The APC, there are moves they have shown that they are not comfortable with the Deputy Senate President having him as the member of the opposition. And we have in the studio the Publicity Secretary of the APC, Igbowe, in the studio. And on phone, we have Segun Sowunmi. He's a PDP chieftain from Ogun State. And we have been talking about this. Now, Joe, let's come back to the main issues now. Politics is a game of number, everyone knows. And it was based on that number that the Senate President was able to align with the opposition to come up with whatever is on ground right now.
51 was not there. 51 members were not there.
Yeah, but the majority on ground at the time.
Why were you in a hurry?
Now, but let's see it this way. Let's see it this way. As far as the standing rules of the Senate is concerned, the Constitution is concerned, there are procedures.
The rules were changed in the dead of the night.
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
So
because the issue is still in court. It has
allegedly.
It's just an allegation.
They planned what to do right from day one. And probably our people did not know, because people were on the ground planning what to do.
Okay.
And they,
but
they took
that
advantage.
Yeah, but Joe.
They took that advantage.
Yeah, Joe.
They said, look, what I want you to do, let me tell you. Saraki would have told PDP members, look, if I go to the Senate, if I go to the red chamber, and if everybody is there, I may not get it. So what we'll do is to play fast one of them. I will give you the deputy Senate president. He was making that negotiation for himself and not in the interest of the party. That's where he got it wrong. I'm going to give you the deputy Senate president for you to support me because I know that I cannot get, because the leadership of the party has made up their mind on what they want.
Okay.
So he connived with them under the cover of darkness. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
That in itself is a flawed process.
Okay, let's bring Mr. Sowunmi back in here on some quite a number of issues you've mentioned. One is that PDP is dead. PDP is not functional, and perhaps, Mr. Sowunmi, this is a threat from APC that Ekweremadu must go. What are the PDP senators doing about this? Mr. Sowunmi. Oh, okay. We
lost that signal there.
We lost that signal there.
All right. Now, is it possible to remove the deputy Senate president without removing the Senate president? Or are you sending a signal that this is going to be an all across the board removal, for instance, if I have to put it that way?
Very, very, very possible. If you understand the use of power. See, the weight of the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is enormous. The weight of 22 governors is also enormous. The weight of 225 members of House of Rep, majority, is enormous. The weight of 60 senators is enormous. Bring them together. It's a done deal.
Mr. Igbokwe.
It's a done deal. And we need to do that as a matter of urgency to be able to move to our destination.
Mr. Igbowe, let me explain something to you, because you keep using the word federal might and you're playing into the allegations that there's no independence of the legislatures, that you
only
interfere.
A president, let me tell you something before you land. Only a president will go to sleep when you're electing the leadership of the National Assembly. Only a president that does not know what he wants to achieve or where he's going can go to sleep. And then you can elect anybody. You will play into the hands of the enemy and they will bite you.
All right.
Now, from this, are you saying that it's likely that the president is behind this move to remove the deputy Senate president and even the president, from what you've said?
Every president that's elected all over the world wants to succeed. Wants to put his name, register his name, the sign of times, so that history will be his witness. For you to succeed, there are certain structures that he must put in place. If you leave a loophole, you pay for it.
All right.
If you make a mistake and leave a loophole, you pay for it. For the president to succeed, he needs the National Assembly behind him. That's what we're saying.
The kind of National Assembly that should work with him. So in this case, can we quote you directly as saying that the president is likely behind this move to remove the deputy Senate president?
It's not only the president, the weight of the presidency, the weight of the governors, the weight of the House of Rep members, the weight of members of the distinguished senators, and weight of members of APC all over Nigeria who are in a hurry to deliver the dividends of democracy we promise Nigerians. We're not happy when people complain.
All right,
if you don't have the right people in place, you cannot move a company forward. You cannot move a country forward. If you don't have the right leadership who will add values to the system, not those who will try to bring you down and prove to the world that you don't know what you are doing. That's the impression we're getting from these funny people.
Okay, tell
these
us
funny
about
people that are going all over the place begging from our head of states on their behalf to help them. Please take this money. Please take them. Don't prosecute me. These are the people, they will do it under the cover of darkness and come to the open to mouth what you cannot understand. We are in charge. And we're not boys. These people don't know anything. APC, what we did was a common sense revolution. And it's still on. It's still on. We have been able to carry out budget of next year is ready. It's not oil money. It's not oil money. 70% of what is being distributed, what we have now, is coming from other sources. I was reading Fashola yesterday. He said the light we enjoyed in Lagos is not from Niger Delta. It's not from the power plants being powered by gas from Nigeria. It's coming from other parts of Nigeria. And he said when he was in Lagos as a governor, he didn't know that this country is this decimated, you know, that some people were walking as if you want to enter an aircraft and you want to move, somebody is pulling the tires, the landing tires out. You cannot take off, you cannot land. That's what we are seeing. He said he is shocked from what he's seeing, that some people can deliberately destroy. You know, we have about 26 power stations. About 23 of them are powered by gas from Nigeria Delta. So they have disconnected and destroyed all the gas supply to these power plants. And that's why we're in darkness. And some people are clapping. They are clapping for them. The opposition, they are clapping for them. Hey, they say they want to go, yeah, come and take. We will teach them a lesson. That every part of this country has something to put on the table. Nobody, no ethnic group is a failure in this country. There's no zero ethnic group in this country. Everybody has something to put on the table. The North fits Nigeria. Let's go to Ketumaka and you see what is going on there. This is their own contribution. Other people are in commerce. Other people are in management. A combination of all these things is what makes Nigeria what it is. You cannot claim to be. Let me tell you, if I were the president, I've been praying to God to make sure that oil is just about $1 per barrel, so that we'll look away from oil and begin to build this country. And we are going there. The decimation we have seen, the sabotage we've seen in Niger Delta has made it possible for us to begin to look to the other ways of generating power, using wind power, using solar power, using thermal power, using nuclear power. That's where to go. Okay. And by the time we finish all this, we will render Niger Delta new country. It is better for them to begin to sit up now, because the world is leaving them behind. Nigeria will leave them behind, and they will have to use this cup and drink their crude oil. Mark my word.
All right, we hope we don't get there, because Nigeria
they must drink this crude oil.
All right, let's have an understanding of this now. In your quest to have a national assembly that is in tandem with the presidency, like you said, what likely challenges from everything on ground now, what likely challenges would you face?
Well, when you pin a man, there's no need fighting a man who is lying prostrate on ground. He's not fighting back. There's no need. My people will tell you don't go for that. We have decimated PDP. All we are seeing now is
that good for democracy?
The kicks
where you don't have a dissenting voice.
Of a dying horse.
Is that good for democracy?
Last kicks of a dying horse. If they are ready to provide an opposition, let them first admit that, we have done what we're not supposed to do. Like we're hearing from some of them. We made mistakes. We have done what we're not supposed to do. We didn't manage the treasury very well. We got the country into this mess. I'm expecting some honest PDP members to be able to stand up and tell Nigeria we are sorry for what we have done. We didn't save money. We opened the system and people were just looting left and right, stealing what they don't need. That's what we're expecting from them. But instead of doing that, they are maintaining a bold face. These people don't know what they are doing. You think we are going to do this thing with bare hands? We are being creative. We are applying common sense. And we're saying, look, do you know those who are sponsoring these boys in the Niger Delta? Do you know? They are PDP members. They are PDP members.
That's a strong allegation.
Who are still wailing until the federal government began to do some maneuvers yesterday in that area, mobilizing forces. Their leaders started speaking out. Leave these people alone. They are sons. So before you talk to them, you have to talk to them. Where were you before? Where were you? They were clapping. So you can mess up with any other president. You cannot mess up with this man. This man is finger of God in what is going on here. This man attempted to rule Nigeria in 2003, 2007, 2011, and came in 2015. There is finger of God. Okay. If you are not seeing what is going on, that's the problem.
The concept of the finger of God, Nigerians have quoted that in several instances, even when the last president was moved from deputy governor to governor and then vice president and so on.
I was not among them. When he came to the issue of presidency, I said, look, the presidency of any nation is not an all-commerce affair.
Okay.
I said, your law can push you to be the deputy governor, the vice president, but when it comes to the issue of president, their luck may not go too far.
All right,
I said it, and
okay.
people did not listen to me. Now, the man went there. I was just staying there. People were sitting left and right. You didn't even see them. You didn't even see them.
All right,
Quite a lot
Joe
of
Igbowe,
allegations this morning,
thank
really.
you very much for...
Which allegations? You are seeing dollars and pounds
Quite a
and
lot of
hidden in
allegations.
soak away in their
Yeah.
kitchens and in their farms.
Quite a lot
And you are
of
talking about allegations. These are,
All right,
you have
Joe.
not seen it because you have not. They've not brought them here to come and deliver the cash here, so that you know that they are submitted.
all
Ask
right.
Abubakar,
All right.
the former president.
Yeah.
Abubakar said they came to his house and they were begging him, "No, please go and beg the president to help me." I said, "Look, you told us that the worst civilian administration is better than any military regime." That was what Abubakar put to them. Now you have seen what you have done. Civilians stealing money left and right. You are coming here to beg me. Return the money and face the consequences. That's what he told them. Physical cash. What other evidence do you need to prove that these people are mediocres?
All right, all
People
right.
will steal what they don't need.
Okay, Joe Igbowe.
Pocketed what they don't need. They stole for themselves, they stole for their children, they stole for their grandchildren. Generation yet unborn. Yet they are not certified, they are still stealing.
All right,
now
Joe.
they are hiding the money in soakaways and farms, burying it in farms.
All right.
This is a shame.
Joe Igbowe, thank
This
you
is
very
a
much.
shame. PDP should
Jo-
hide itself in
Joe
shame.
Igbowe, thank you very much for coming on the program. Publicity Secretary, APC, Lagos State, thank you very much for coming on the program.